Open the data handbook and calculate. Okay. So now in the given problem, the fluid is, he is telling the fluid is dry air. So let us take air as a fluid. Next. I hope you can see the board. Correct? Okay. Next. Atmospheric pressure and having 20 degree. So T air is a fluid. So what is the temperature of the fluid? That is T, that is equal to 20 degree. Whether it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, fine then. It is flowing with a velocity of 3 meters per second. So velocity, as we know, we will write it as V. In the data handbook, it is given as U infinity. U infinity and V is the velocity we generally know. As in the data handbook, it is given U, we'll write U infinity. That is equal to 3 meters per second. It is flowing at that velocity. Along with the length of the flat plate, having 0.3 meter wide. So he is given the wide width. Let us take width, or you can also take it as breadth, is equal to 0.3 meters. So either we can take it as width, or in some cases we can also call it as breadth. See, what is the plate here? The plate will be like this. Just rough figure I'll show you. Thickness of the plate, and this is L. This maybe we can call it as W or B. W or B, both are acceptable, either width or the breadth, but this is the length. Next, maintained at 100 degrees centigrade. This plate is telling the plate is maintained at 100 degrees centigrade. That means temperature of wall TW is 100 degrees centigrade. Calculate the following quantities at a distance of x. That means here x is equal to 0, as you know. Here x is equal to L. So if I start from here, we will call it as x. So this is the plate. Instead of drawing the plate, I will draw 2D figure so that it will be easy for us to understand. Instead of drawing this plate, only the purpose I have drawn this is to show you what is W and what is B, and what is the difference between length and W. I'll rub that. Shall I rub that? Okay, I'll rub this. Just I'll retain the flat plate. The plate is kept flat, and air is flowing around this, above this. He is telling the air is flowing with the velocity of something. It is flowing. Next, he is asking you to calculate some quantities at a distance of x is equal to 0.3. In the previous problem, he told everything to calculate at trailing edge. Trailing edge is x is equal to L. Leading edge is x is equal to 0. So how the profile will come like this? That is velocity profile, or if I take the length bigger, still bigger. If this is the length of the plate, x is equal to L. This is called, what is the name of that called?
Boundary layer.
Huh? Yes.
Boundary layer.
Boundary layer. How we got this boundary layer? That boundary layer we got just by drawing the velocity profiles at different values of x. If I go on drawing the values of at the different values of x, we will get velocity profiles, different profiles. The maximum point, if I go on place on that velocity profile, and if I connect, that is called as the boundary layer. I'm going to get a boundary layer. So what he is asking, you at a distance of x. So I'll mark here. I don't know what is the length of the plate. Just he is asking to calculate everything at a distance of x. So let us take this as x is equal to 0.3 from the leading edge. From the leading edge, x is equal to 0.3. He is asking to calculate what? We will see. First one is the boundary layer thickness. Boundary layer thickness, what is the notation? Delta is the boundary layer thickness at x. Delta at x is equal to how much? So x is equal to 0.3 delta. So can you show where is the delta in that figure? The delta in this figure is the distance from here to the surface. This is called delta. Clear? The value of delta goes on varies depending upon the value of x. The delta value goes on varies. Here it is 0. It will increase. Further it will increase maximum to the maximum extent. That is the value of delta. Next. So first he's asking that. Next, local friction coefficient. What is the meaning of local friction coefficient? Friction coefficient is, in the last class we did, but without unknowingly we did that. That is CF is a friction coefficient. CF is a friction coefficient at X. Friction coefficient at X. That means at this location, what is the friction coefficient between the layers? That he is asking. That is CFX. Then average friction coefficient. This is friction coefficient. So if I enlarge only that view, if I enlarge only this portion, what will happen? Check out. If this is the plate, this is x is equal to 0, and here x is equal to 0.3. I'm taking x is equal to 0.3. Assume that still the plate is there till the L. So just I'm enlarging this view. I'm enlarging that view. So this is called boundary layer. Till x, it is a boundary layer I drawn. Correct. Till x, it is a boundary layer. Here the delta x is different, here delta x is different, delta x is different, delta is different. That means the boundary layer thickness is different. Similarly, the friction coefficient everywhere it is different. So now what he is asking, of course, friction coefficient at x, at here you find out the friction coefficient, that we will do. Along with that, he is asking average friction coefficient. That means if I convert this parabolic curve into average line, if I convert the parabolic curve into average line, so this is called CF average, friction coefficient average. This is the meaning at X. Understood? What is the difference between the friction coefficient or anything? Delta at X is different. Average delta at X, that is different. That means we are converting this parabola into horizontal line, where if I measure everywhere throughout this plate, the CFX value will be same and it is average. So that he is asking. That is CF x at x is equal to how much? That is average. Average, I'm going to put a line at the top. CF is the friction coefficient based on x distance, and it is average he is asking. That is the third unknown what he is asking. No need to worry. Whatever may be the unknown in the convection chapter, all the formulas are there. Except you should know what is delta x, what is CFX, what is average CFX. You should know all those things. So average CFX, anything average means converting the curve into horizontal line. That's all. That is called average. Next. Then he's asking local shear stress due to friction. Shear stress is, what is the formula? What is the notation? Tau is the shear stress. He's asking local, not average. Local means tau at x is how much? Tau at x is how much? Not tau average. That is called local friction. Local indicates at a value of x. Then thickness of thermal boundary layer. Thickness of thermal boundary layer. I have not explained that, just I'll tell you. This is called boundary layer thickness due to the velocity. Thermal boundary layer is this. Thickness is delta as it is. Boundary layer thickness is delta. If it is thermal, we will write like this. Thickness of boundary layer, thermal boundary layer at x. So observe this. This is different and this is different. This is the boundary layer thickness, that is delta, obtained due to velocity. This is the boundary layer thickness obtained due to the temperature. That is called thermal boundary layer. I have explained both the concepts. What do you mean by the temperature profile and the velocity profile? This is due to velocity and this is due to thermal. So I am going to write just delta T at x. Next what he is asking? Local convection heat transfer coefficient. Convective heat transfer coefficient is what? H. Locally is asking, so that H at x. H at x is equal to how much? So that is asking. Next. Average heat transfer coefficient. This is heat transfer coefficient local. Average means what? H at x is equal to how much? That is average. We should put a line at the top. Means average. If we draw this, that is nothing but average. Or we can also write this as H AVG at x. This is also okay. This is also okay. Both are acceptable. H average indicates like this. Next. Average rate of heat transfer from the plate between Q is asking between what? At x is equal to 0 and at x is equal to x. He is asking that. That means find out the Q at 0, find out the Q at x is equal to x. That is 0.03 by convection. And total drag force. Drag force is F. He is asking total. Total drag force is how much? Between x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0.3. So much is asking. Also find out the value of XC, that is Reynolds number is 0.5. That is the distance where the flow turns to turbulent. Okay. That case I'll take up later. First, let us understand how to solve all these problems, all these unknowns. Don't think that there are so many unknowns. Just one line formula substitution, you get answers for all those things. I'll tell you. So first, what is the procedure we're supposed to follow? That you understand first. So right here. I'll start from here. First procedure is find out the value of film temperature, TF. TF is nothing but T wall plus T infinity divided by 2. We know both. What is T wall now? T wall is 100, T infinity is 20, 120 by 2. How much it is? 100 plus 20 by 2. This will be equal to 120, 60 degrees centigrade, correct? So after that, what is the second step? Find the fluid property. What is the fluid given now? In this problem, the fluid given is air. So that means find the properties of air at 60 degrees centigrade. The same thing we did in the last problem also, last class also. That is there in the data handbook. You please check out the properties of the air at 60 degrees centigrade. So now I'll tell. In the last class, I told you to take all the properties. No need to take all the properties. Just few properties are enough to solve the problem. What are those properties required? Rho is required, mandatory. Mu is required. Cp is required. PR is required. K is required. If we take these 5, that is enough. There are so many. That is tau is there and some alpha is there. Those are all not required. There is kinematic viscosity, alpha, and one more is there. Those are all not required. Only these 5 are important to solve the problem. So let us try to take the values of rho, viscosity, specific heat, Prandtl number, and thermal conductivity at a temperature of film. What is the film temperature? The film temperature is 60 degrees centigrade. So at 60 degrees centigrade, please take the values. Shall I write the values? Will you check out later? Or meanwhile, you please check from the data. 1.060. So remember, this should be at a fluid. In all the problems, what I am going to solve in the first few problems are based on air. Later on, I will go with steam. Later on, I can go with some fluid. That, for example, nitrogen oxide. Some fluid. Engine oil is flowing over the surface like that. Depending upon that, you should take the properties. And mu is 20.10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Cp is 1005. Prandtl number is 0.696 and thermal conductivity is 0.02896. These are all the values I obtained from the data handbook. Please try to get the values from the data handbook. And also try to draw the figure. If you draw the figure, you'll come to know what he's asking, what to find out, where to find out, everything. Okay? I hope you are taken. Now I'll rub the figure and I'll rub the properties. You remember the properties, you tell me wherever it is required. I'll rub the figure and I'll rub the properties. So that to accommodate the complete problem in one screen. That's all. Shall I rub this? I will rub this figure. This figure is important. Both the figures are important to understand what he is asking. I'll rub this one. And I'll rub the properties also. So we got TF. Second step is done. That is the properties. Still the properties we have finished. Then what is the thing we're supposed to do? Third step, finding the value of Reynolds number. So Reynolds number at x, Re at x, that is equal to rho Vx divided by mu at x. Sorry, mu is a property of air, rho is also property of air, velocity. Only here x we have to include. So what is the rho right now we got?
47462.
Okay. 1.060 into velocity is 3 into x is 0. What is the x value? What is the x value?
0.3.
Okay, 0.3 divided by mu. Mu I wrote something else. 20.10. So everything if I calculate, I'll get the value of Reynolds number at location X. This is at a location X. How much it is? 462.68. This is nothing but 4 into 10 to the power of 4. 4 into 10 to the power of 4, correct? 4 into 10 to the power of 4. This is the value of the Reynolds number. After this, you're supposed to write a note. What is the note you're supposed to write? Hence, the critical Reynolds number, that is RE critical, is 5 into 10 to the power of 5, and RE at X is just 4 into 10 to the power of 4. The flow is laminar. Understanding? Hence, the value of Reynolds number critical is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. How I came to know that it is 10 into 10 to the power of 5? That is there in that handbook. In the data handbook, you can check out the critical Reynolds number is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. And now, whatever the Reynolds number we calculated, it is just 4 into 10 to the power of 4, which is less than the critical. Hence, the type of the flow is Reynolds. Hence, the type of the flow is laminar flow. If it is exceeding, for example, if it is 6 into 10 to the power of 6 or 5 into 10 to the power of 6, then the type of the flow is turbulent. There is some other procedure to solve if the flow is turbulent. Now, the flow is laminar at a distance of X. As the X increases, what will happen, can you tell? As the value of X increases here, which is nearer to the L, then the value will become turbulent. Understanding? You saw the figure just now. Just now I had drawn the figure. Earlier it was smooth curve. Later on there was some zigzag. Later on again rapidly it is increasing. If the length increases, to calculate the Reynolds number at the end or at the maximum length, it will become a turbulent flow. Now we are still inside the region of laminar. So we got this as a Reynolds number as less than 10 to the power of 5. So after this, you go for fifth one, that is boundary layer thickness, delta at X. This is the boundary layer created due to velocity profile. Boundary layer thickness delta X is equal to, open the data handbook. Yesterday we did the problem, we did this, that is 5 into X into REX to the power of something to the power of minus 0.5, something it is there. Or shall I project? If you're having, you please open. If you ask me to project,
minus 0.5.
Project. Say it will take simply time for me to again project and go back. So please open the data handbook of yours and keep it in a separate sheet, separate window. Okay, anyhow, I'll project now. For the first few columns, I'll project. Take here. He has given the critical Reynolds number. What is the meaning of critical Reynolds number? Below the value of this, it will be laminar flow. Above this, it will be turbulent flow. That is the meaning of that. And for this, we are having delta X. Oh, that is instead of delta X, he himself has given delta HX. Delta HX. How much it is? Delta H at X. We'll take delta H at X. What is the value of delta H at X? 5 into X into RE to the power of, okay, critical RE. So find out delta H at X. How much it is? 5 into X is 0.3 into RE is 47462.68 to the power of minus 0.5. So can anybody tell the value of this delta H at X?
So 71194.
Please check out. I got 6.88. 5 into 0.3.
Yes, sir, 6.88.
Yeah, I got that answer. You please cross check. Minus 3 meters. That means the thickness there is of minus 3. In all the problem, you follow the same procedure, same formulas. Number is below 5 into 10 to the power of 5. If it is above, I'll solve. I'll explain what to do. Now, for time being, few problems will go with only laminar flows. So this is done. Then we'll go with, see now, the first unknown is clear. I will go with the second unknown, that is CF, that is friction coefficient at X. Sixth step, CFX is equal to CF at X. That formula it is there. CFX at at a distance of X. It is there. Friction coefficient, friction factor 0.664 into Prandtl number, sorry, Reynolds number at X. So point everything you know. Calculate and tell me the value of CFX. You please calculate and tell me the value of CFX.
So 3.04 into 10 to the power minus 3.
3.04 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Correct? So that is a friction coefficient. Hence it is coefficient. There is no unit for this. Next. So that is done now. So second unknown is also clear. See, understand so many unknowns are there, but solution is not complicated for this. Then he is asking seventh step. What is that? Average CF at X. Average. This is also there in that formula sheet. No need to worry. What is the formula for this? Average CFX at the bottom, it is there. What it is? What it is? Just here, they will be in trouble. 1.328 RE L minus of 0.5. You observe here. You observe here. In that equation, he has given L, correct? He has given the total length L. There is some printing mistake there. You can take X, this value. See, L means this formula holds good if it is total length. If it is at the particular distance, this will become X. That's all. Wherever L is there, it will become X. So find out. This is also called as, this formula I can also write 2 into CF at X. Observe this formula, this formula, this formula. It is double of that. That means if there is a parabolic in nature, I want to get an average means just double the maximum value, we'll get an average. That is the meaning of that. So that will be how much? 6 point double of that. 6.08 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Again, this is having no unit. Correct? So you please check out along with me. You're supposed to tell the values. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
then. Okay, fine. Then third one is also clear. What is next now? Next we want tau. That is shear. That tau formula is not there in the second column. It is there in the third column at the CFX value. You can see here local friction coefficient, or it is also called as friction factor. Local friction coefficient defined by tau is equal to, sorry, CFX is equal to tau max by rho u infinity square. He has given something by 2. That means 8. Tau
Where is
can
the
be
tau?
obtained. Tau at X can be obtained with.
So where is the formula, sir, for tau?
Tau in the third row, in the third column, there is notations, no?
Sir.
Third column is notations. Page number 112 in the data book, what I am referring.
Yes, sir.
There you find out CFX. CFX is equal to local friction coefficient defined by, that means first CF at X, that is equal to tau max. Tau max divided by.
Screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ?
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಬರಿತಾ ಇರೋದಾ ಅಥವಾ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಾ?
ಬರಿತಾ ಇರೋದು.
It's blurred, sir.
Okay, so ಇದನ್ನ close
Fully
ಮಾಡೋಣ.
blurred, sir.
Okay, shall I close this projected one
Yes, sir.
so that it will be easy for me to see whether the sheet screen is adjusted or not? You please open the data handbook by yours, by yourself, so that it will be easy for me. Okay, now you see.
Yes, sir.
Now you can see. Now you can see the board. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tau max is obtained with the help of CFX. It is blur.
Yes, sir. It's blur.
Just a minute. You will see. Now also it is blur.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Please open the data handbook. I'll not open the data handbook from now. Okay, just I'll open for my reference. You please open the data handbook by yourself. If I project, I think probably some problem is occurring, so that I'll not project with the data handbook now. You open the data handbook by yourself, and I'll tell all the formulas with respect to the data handbook what I have shared in Google Classroom. Okay. Now can you see?
Yes, sir. sir. Now it's better.
Okay. Tau x, you find out with this formula, that is rho u square by 2. That is u infinity square by 2. Correct? That formula is there in the third column at CFX. So take out tau max in this. Tau max at x is equal to CF at x whole multiplied by rho u infinity square by 2. Get the value of tau max. Tau max at x, or tau at x, that is also okay. Substitute CFX, we know 3.04 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Rho of air, we took the properties. U infinity is given as 3, that is square, divided by 2. The entire value of tau x is how much? Can anybody tell?
0.0145.
0.0145 Newton per meter square. Units are important here. Newton per meter square. So what is clear now? We have cleared the fourth unknown. Then he is asking thickness of thermal boundary layer. I hope up to 8 it is done. Any doubts till 8 point? I hope it is. There is no doubt. I will go with the next is the thermal boundary layer. Thickness of the boundary layer, thermal boundary layer at a distance of x. You please rub it. You go for the ninth step, that is thickness of thermal boundary layer at a distance of x. What is the notation for thickness of thermal boundary layer? Delta H Tx. T if I write, that is nothing but with respect to the thermal boundary layer. That formula is there in the data handbook. Please open the data handbook. Same thing. With that notation only, it is already there. You open that, just and tell me. I'll not project the data handbook. You have to download the data handbook from the classroom. So if I project, I think probably there is some problem. There is issue. Can I tell what is the formula? Siktala formula.
It's delta hx, yeah. So it's delta hx into Prandtl number to the power minus 0.33.
Okay. Delta H at x into Prandtl number to the power of minus 0.333. So delta H at x we know, Prandtl number we got from the properties, substitute and get the value of delta H Tx. That means delta, we can also write it as delta Tx. Delta is nothing but thickness, Tx indicates boundary layer due to thermal. So shall I read the answer directly? I got 7.76 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Hence, delta indicates the thickness, the unit will be meter. Thermal boundary layer is this. So, this delta x is also finished. Like that, you go on finalizing one by one, you can easily finish the problem. This delta Tx is finished. Then we'll go for H at x. H at x. Oh. To find out H at x, what is the procedure we did yesterday? Do you know? To find H at x, there is no direct formula for this. First, we have to find out Nusselt number. Nu. Nusselt number we have to find out from the data handbook. Again, what is the Nusselt number? That Nusselt number is based on this Prandtl number. Nusselt number is there in the second column, second row. Nu is equal to 0.332 into Reynolds number at x to the power of 0.5 into Prandtl number to the power of 0.333. This is Nusselt number, and this Nusselt number holds good only if the Prandtl number is in the range of 0.6 to 650. What is the Prandtl number we got? from the red handbook, from the properties, we got around 0.696, which is in between 0.6 to 50. So we can use this equation. If it is less than 0.6 or greater than 50, again there is different Nusselt number. Remember, procedure is same, but the formulas are different. If it is less than 0.6 and greater than 50. Now, few problems, everything, all the problems I give in the range of 0.6 to 50. So now we got the Prandtl number is 0.65. So we'll take this equation, holds good. This equation holds good. So find out Nusselt number first. Why we are finding Nusselt number, even though he is not asked? Because Nusselt, to find the value of h at x, Nusselt number is mandatory. So what is the Nusselt number we got? Rex we know, PR we know, everything we know, all the formulas, entire thing we know. There I got 64.10. Nusselt number is a dimensionless number, non-dimensional number. This is one equation. This is the equation which based on Prandtl number. Again, we know what is the Nusselt number equation, standard Nusselt number equation. That is h into x by hx by k. This where is this equation? This equation is just previous to this page. Just to check out Nusselt number, page number 111. There is hl by k. Instead of ly, I am substituting x because he is asking everything at a distance of x, not at the l. So hx by k. If you do this, we will get a Nusselt number at a distance of x. This is hx, k is a property, nu at x, this is also nu at x, nu at x. So we already know, nu at x we know is 64.010, hx is unknown, x is known, k is known. K is nothing but properties of the air. So from this equation, find out h at x in watts per meter square Kelvin. So h at x also we'll get. You somebody tell the answer.
So 6.1, sir.
6.1. So this is the value of hx. 6.18.
That's it, sir. 6.107.
Oh, okay, no problem. 6.1. So this is finished. Then what is asking? Average h value. Average h. This average h between x, sorry, h average, no? H average from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 0.3. So that can be obtained with the help of 11th step, that is h at x. Average is indicating just a bar. This is nothing but what is average we did. Can you check out what is the average formula for CFX we did? CFX, average and CFX at a particular distance x. What is the equation?
So 1.32
Twice of
into
That is nothing but it is a twice of this h. That is twice of CFX. That means any value, if he is asking the average, just multiply with 2, we'll get an answer. So that this is 2 into h at x. Understood? Why this is 2? That parabolic curve we are converting into horizontal line. To convert that parabolic into horizontal line, we'll multiply 2. So this value will be equal to 12.2 watts per meter square Kelvin. Artha agtidiya? So average is also finished. Average is finished. Hello.
yes, sir.
Okay. Next we'll go for Q. He is asking Q something at x is equal to 0 to x is equal to x. That means what is the value of heat transfer? What is the length of the plate? Length of the plate was L. It was bigger. See, I'll draw once again the plate just for explaining. This is the length of the plate. Of course, this is the length of the plate. What is the total Q for the total length? It will be something. But he is not asking for the entire length. He is asking only if I divide this plate, if I cut off this plate at a distance of x is equal to 0.3 and x is equal to 0, if the plate is only this length, what is the Q? He is asking. So that instead of substituting the entire length here in the formula of Q, you substitute only this as the length of the plate. So that you will get a heat transfer from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 0.3. So what is the formula for Q? This is the formula for Q. I'll rub this. So general formula for Q for convection at x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 0.3. Formula is H A T wall minus T infinity. So what is H value will take now? H value, what value will take now? This is nothing but H average into area. Area is nothing but length into width. What is the length we'll take now? This is nothing but x into width. If I take x into width, then it indicates I am reducing the entire length. I am cutting off the line of the plate into addition of x into w. W is given. That is either width or breadth. If this is not given, you can take it as 1. You can take this breadth or width as 1 into T wall is 100 minus 20. So Q from 0 to 0.3 at x is equal to 0 to 0.3 is H average we got. That is just now we did H average. 12 point. I forgot the answer. 12 point.
12.2.
12.2, sir.
12.2 into x is 0.3 into width is also 0.3 now. That means the plate is cutting at a distance of 0.3 and then the width is also 0.3 and this is 80. What is Q at x is equal to 0 to 0.3? Any answer?
$87.84.
80?
7.84.
Okay. 1 or 2 values, if it is variation, no problem. Just tell me. 87 point? 87 point?
84.
84 watts. So 87.84 watts is the answer. Do you remember in the last problem what we did? Just I multiplied area into 2. Or this is, we have taken this as one side. And if it is both the sides, we have to multiply 2, I told, correct? If it is both the sides, I told total
Yes, sir.
Q is into 2. But now I am not multiplying into 2 because in the question, he has not mentioned that the air is blowing on both the sides. Just he is telling the air is flowing. That means we are assuming this as the air is flowing only above the plate. If this is the plate, if the air is flowing only above the plate, then no need to multiply. This Q is enough. If the same question, if I ask the air is blowing on both the sides, then multiply the value of Q into 2. Then that will become the total heat transfer. Yeah, done. Okay, up to this is finished. Then last one is, which one is asking? Friction. Total friction. That in the last problem this is done. Where we'll get the equation? That equation is not there in that handbook. Friction. What is this?
Drag force.
Drag force. Sorry.
Force.
Drag force. Drag force here there is no equation formula, but we know tau is equal to force by area. Therefore, we want F. F is equal to tau into area. We got tau. We got area. Calculate the value. Here also, F is equal to tau is how much? 0.0. F is tau.
So 0.0145.
0.0145 into 0.3 into 0.3, we will get force. We will get force only on one side. That is in Newton. That is enough because he has not given, he has until and unless he mentioned that 2 sides, let us assume only one side. The air is blowing only on the top surface and we will solve the problem. What is F in Newton?
(1.305 into 10 to the raise minus 3, sir.
Okay, 1 point, Dhanusha. 1 point.
305 into 10 to the raise minus 3.
Yaar ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು the answer? Dheeraj?
Rasik, sir.
Oh, Rasik Baran. Okay, good. So now we got the total F. If the air is blowing 2 sides, just multiply this into 2 times later. This is for one time, right? And for other side, it will be 2. Okay. So for time being, for this, everything, all the unknowns, it is explained. See, I covered all type of problems in the one question only. So if you learn this properly, I think most 40 to 50% of this problem, of all the problems in this chapter, will be covered. Because everything is asked. Not even a single thing is left out here. And one more is also asked, I'll tell that. He's asking one more also in the question. First, you take up to here. If anybody having any doubts till here, let me know.
Sir, the delta x and delta hx is same over.
Yeah, delta x and delta hx is same. Delta is nothing but thickness. If I mention h, that means the thickness created due to velocity boundary. And if I mention delta t, that means the thickness created due to thermal.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Everybody completed?
Sir, in the question, they've given only width as 0.3 meter. Then how come
Yeah,
they're considering length as 0.3?
No, length he has not given, correct? But he is telling, see here, that's what I told. I'll show you. I'll draw the figure. I considered length as 0.3. Now, why I considered only 0.3, I'll show you. See here. This is the width. Let us assume this is the width. And this is the length of the plate. I don't know the length. Length is not given in the question. As I told, correct. Length is not given. But everything he is asking, this is x is equal to 0, x is equal to L, and this is W or breadth is equal to 0.3. Everything he is asking with respect to a distance of, if I move this is x at a distance of 0.3, means only he is asking you to explain all the properties at a distance of 0.3, only this much. So we'll consider this L as 0.3 and width as 0.3. Further, of course, there is further length. I don't know what is the length. But he is asking you to find out the properties only at this distance. That distance is x. And he is asking Q to find out only this distance. So Q here, we have to include area. Area is nothing but length of this into width. Means whatever it is exposed till here, that is enough for him. He is not concentrating the further length. For this area, what is the heat transfer? So we have taken x is equal to 0.3 now. Not L. L is different. L is still bigger. He has not given the length.
Yes,
But
sir,
in the previous problem, we had taken L. Do you know? In the previous problem, we had taken total length into width. Why we had taken the total length? Because he is telling to find out all the values at the trailing edge. What is the meaning of trailing edge? Trailing edge is nothing but x is equal to L. That means here he is asking the property only till here. In the previous problem, he has shifted this till here. He is asking at the end of trailing edge. That means he is interested till here. By considering the entire length of the plate, he has asked. So we have taken L into B, total length into width. Here, instead of L, it will become X.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. In the same question,
Sir.
yeah.
Sir, is there any difference between delta x and delta hx, sir?
Delta X and delta HX. Check out the data handbook. Is there any delta H and delta HX?
So in the data handbook, delta x is given as delta hx by 3.
Delta HX, what is given the delta HX is given as?
So delta hx is that formula 5 into Reynolds.
Oh,
number.
hydrodynamic boundary layer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now
And
we
then
have to
delta
find
x
out that
is given as
hydrodynamic boundary layer always. He won't ask you to find out the displacement thickness.
Okay.
Okay, he will ask always the thickness of the boundary layer means hydrodynamic boundary only, not the displacement thickness.
Okay.
Okay. In this problem, after this, there is something else. What he is asking, say, we'll draw the figure again, that figure to explain what he is asking in the next case. See, assume that this is the plate. Only the front view am I drawing. Assume that this is the plate, correct? And what we did till now, we have cutted the value of the entire plate length into x is equal to 0.3, and we found all the values. Later on, what he is asking, so let us draw the profile also. If I draw the profile, how it will look? The profile will be like this. Till up to certain length, up to certain distance of x, it will be laminar. Later on, it will become transition. Later on, it will become turbulent. Here, this is turbulent. transition, laminar. If I divide this, do you remember the first class? I divided this into 3 zones. First zone from the leading edge to here, it is laminar, transition, and turbulent. This will happen. Laminar, turbulent, and transition. If the plate length is smaller enough, then the entire process will become laminar only. If the plate length is bigger, then it will become, you will come across all these 3 phases. Understanding what I'm telling? If the plate length is small enough, then the process will become only laminar. If the plate length is still bigger and infinite length, then you will come across laminar flow, turbulent region, and transition region. All the 3 regions will come across. But this transition region will be very, very small. We'll neglect that. Just straight away we'll take laminar and turbulent region. So that is the thing. But now what he has asked, it is, well, so how to know that what is this value? How to know what is this transition region? To know that it is a transition region, that is called critical Reynolds number. Reynolds number critical is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. If the value of Reynolds number, it is less than 5 into 10 to the power of 5, that means you are well below the laminar flow. If this value, whatever the value you are calculating, if it is greater than this, then you are entered for turbulent region. That is the meaning of that. Understanding? So now what is the value of RE we got? RE into X is something 4,9 something, which is well below this critical region. So we know the problem is given in the flow is laminar flow. If I further go on, means if I further increase the value of X, so at some particular value of X, the Reynolds number will become equal to 5 into 0.10 to the power of 5. That means the type of the flow will convert into laminar to turbulent flow. Correct? So next case, what he is asking you to find out what is the value of X where the flow is converting to laminar to turbulent. He can also ask like this. Where the flow is converting into laminar to turbulent, you find out the value of X. Or he can also ask, what is the value of X at critical Reynolds number? What is the critical Reynolds number? This critical Reynolds number, again, it indicates the portion where the length of the plate where it converts, means the flow after the length of that plate, it will become turbulent flow. That he is asking. In this question, same question at the last point, he is asking this. Find out the length of the plate for critical Reynolds number. So how to find the length of the plate? This is the equation. RE critical. Now I'm not going to write X. RE critical, that is equal to, okay, REX, that is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of 5. That is equal to formula rho V L. That L will become X divided by mu. So what is this? Left hand side is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. He himself is asking what is the length of X for laminar flow. So you find out the value of X in this case. X in this case, you please find out. So this is the last bit in the question what he has asked. So please can you tell what is the value of X?
3.16.
Yeah, that means 3.16 meters. The length, if I calculate everything at a length of 3.16, then definitely we will get turbulent flow. Or if I exceed 3.164, it will become a turbulent flow. Now, can you tell what is the length of the plate? Whether it will be, now the given length of the plate is only 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5? No. The length of the plate is how much? Greater than this 3.146. How you understood that it is greater than 3.146? Because at this portion, means when the X value is 3 meters, we got till there, we'll get a turbulent laminar flow. After that only we got turbulent. Whatever may be the length, we'll get turbulent always further. So that is the meaning of X, when to take X, when to take L, and what is critical Reynolds number, and what is the Reynolds number at a distance of X. So now I'll ask one question now. So if you're asking you to find out all the properties, whatever we did now, to find out at a distance of X is equal to 4 meters, then what will happen? Can you tell? If he asks X is equal to 4 meters, find the property, then what will be the formula of rho hx? Whether I should use delta hx same? No, that delta hx I supposed to use only if it is laminar flow. If it is turbulent, that means this, for this arrangement, laminar flow I can get only till x is equal to 0.13 meters. After that, whatever the value he gives, the value of x, it will be under turbulent region. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is very, very critical point where you should understand well. In the last problem, what was given? He has given the length at the trailing edge, means at the end of the length also, we got still laminar flow. What is the reason we got still laminar flow? If x is, even though if x is equal to L, we got laminar flow there. What is the reason? That means for the given set of properties, the length of the plate was not bigger enough. The length of the plate was only this much. The length of the plate was only this much. He has given only this as the length, and that length is within the region of turbulent flow. So we have done everything as a, even though we have taken length, x is equal to L, total length of the plate, that is still under the laminar flow. If the plate is bigger, little bit bigger, then we'll come across laminar, turbulent, all the regions. Clear? So how to find out for a given set of equation, what is the length at which the flow becomes laminar to turbulent, the flow converts laminar to turbulent? How to find out that? How to find out at what length the flow becomes laminar to turbulent? By considering this.
Just
Whenever-
substitute.
Yeah, whenever Re critical is 5 to the power of 5, below this it will be laminar. After this it will be turbulent. Exactly at this point, that is the point where laminar to turbulent shift takes place. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Please have a go through the solution, and then again, if you're having a doubt, please let us discuss in the next class. All of you type your reversal number only once. Type your reversal number once, you can leave the class. Type your reversal number once, you can leave the class. Thank you. If you're having any doubts, please discuss or ask the question.